15 minutes of fame. 35-year-old Rachel Wardle from Lincolnshire has described herself as a stay-at-home mum. But she was all set to get her moment in the spotlight this morning as the first official occupant of the 4th Plinth in London's Trafalgar Square. Sculptor Anthony Gormley's idea was to put members of the public up on the plinth for an hour at a time, doing exactly what they want, so long as it's legal. But as Rachel prepared to inaugurate the project, which will involve nearly 2,500 people until October the 14th, this happened. An anti-smoking demonstrator climbed on top of the plinth before she could get there.
The whole idea of this is one person, 1 hour, one at a time. So I hope you're going to do the gentlemanly thing, and when Rachel arrives, give up your beautifully taken moment to her.
Stuart Holmes, an anti-smoking protester from Manchester, did indeed come down from the plinth and give Rachel her turn. And he said he's been demonstrating against tobacco for years. Forrest Johnson certainly didn't seem fazed.
I want to begin by congratulating the organisers and Anthony Gormley on their fantastic improvisation this morning in persuading this man to show us what this is all about by ascending the plinth in that brilliantly impromptu way that he has. This is, after all, a proof, a vindication of Andy Warhol's famous remark that in the future glory and renown would be democratised. I think it was by everybody being famous for 15 minutes, I think he said.
Mr. Gormley said what happened was just part of the spirit of the project.
I think he chose his moment well. He activated the principle of this project, which is a celebration in a way of our right of self-expression and freedom of speech. He left the plinth at exactly the right time. Rachel went up, and now we're running, and it's great.
And what about Rachel? After all, Mr. Holmes rather stole her limelight. But she said she was concentrating on getting on with the job.
No, I think I was focused on how big is it, and this is my first look at the plinth, so no, I knew he was coming off, so it wasn't so... I love the idea of it being, I think as Anthony, I couldn't hear all of his speech at the beginning, but I think even he was saying there, it's about representing society as it is now, and I wanted ordinary mums, housewives, to have the chance to be involved. I didn't want it to just be people who were very, very interested in the arts. I wanted it to hopefully try and reflect a broad spectrum and people who weren't going to perform and weren't there with another agenda.